We've also got some breaking news. R&B singer R. Kelly has been sentenced to 30 years in prison. Prosecutors were seeking a minimum of 25 years in prison for the 55-year-old. It is now 30 years. The defense was asking for 10 years or less.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
Seems like things are turning quite chaotic among Diddy, Jay-Z, and, of course, R. Kelly. You see, R. Kelly, who is currently serving time behind bars, has been pretty silent for some time now. However, whispers are circulating that he's on the verge of revealing it all. Some people say that Jay-Z may have had something to do with R. Kelly's legal problems. It's being suggested that Jay-Z wasn't just quietly providing money for that explosive documentary about R. Kelly, which played a crucial role in court. But was he also tipping off the authorities? Is there any truth to this? And if so, just how far does this story really go? You're probably aware of the close bond between Jay-Z and Diddy. They're more than just friends. They're business partners, or maybe even more. Some people are starting to buzz that they might be involved in informing activities. And now Diddy is looking at a huge legal battle. Some hidden secrets are about to tumble out in the open. News about Diddy getting arrested spread fast, just like wildfire.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul.
Abby, at the moment, we don't know what the charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed.
A lot of unsettling details have come to light during the investigation. It's been hinted at by some people that Diddy didn't act alone in the whole situation. Whispers began to circulate that the fictional person involved with Diddy, who emerged as the prime suspect, it was none other than Jay-Z. For a long time, Jay-Z and Diddy have been on good terms, from their shared business ventures to their roles as music executives.
Breaking news this hour, it's the pop star R. Kelly has now been sentenced to 30 years behind bars. Let's go live to New York. This is the prosecutor speaking.
They've had a lot of experiences together. However, when Jay-Z's name was thrown into the discussion, his long-standing rival, R. Kelly, began to spill some shocking secrets from his prison cell. R. Kelly's attorney, Jennifer Bonin, recently appeared on TMZ Live to discuss his newest Supreme Court filing. She presented a compelling argument, even suggesting that the current Supreme Court could be the ideal group to hear R. Kelly's appeal. In her opinion, setting politics aside, the essence of his appeal is this: my conviction in Illinois earned because they charged me did not exist at the time. It is a bold claim and one that has raised many eyebrows. R. Kelly pleads with the Supreme Court, hoping they'll dismiss his convictions. He was found guilty of inappropriate activities with young folks, but now he's arguing that these purported crimes took place so long in the past that they should be protected by the statute of limitations. That basically means he thinks enough time has passed that he shouldn't be held accountable anymore. In 2020, R. Kelly found himself in hot water, that he had inappropriate relations with girls dating back to the 90s. On top of that, he was also charged with possession of pornography. R. Kelly, however, didn't take this. In his view, he argued that too much time for him to be prosecuted. The statute of limitations had expired. But the prosecutors had a different take on this. They highlighted a law called the PROTECT Act, enacted in 2003, which effectively voided the statute of limitations for child sexual abuse crimes. This means that no matter how long ago the alleged crime occurred, the offender could still be prosecuted. Here's where things get a bit controversial. The PROTECT Act was designed to apply to future cases at the time it was passed.
State sex abuse charges against singer R. Kelly have been dropped. Cook County, Illinois State Attorney Kim Fox says he's already facing a 30-year federal prison sentence for previous convictions.
It didn't expressly say, hey, we can also use this for past cases. This leads to R. Kelly's main argument. His alleged actions took place in the 90s, years before the PROTECT Act was implemented. To him, it seems unfair to apply this law retroactively. The PROTECT Act clearly states that the statute of limitations doesn't apply to crimes committed after 2003, but it doesn't say anything about crimes committed before that year. This leaves a question mark over how it should be interpreted. One thing is certain, though. If this case moves forward, there could be significant fallout for others, such as Jay-Z. Rumor has it that the nature of his crimes could be even worse than R. Kelly's. In a recent interview, Damon Dash, who used to be really close to Jay-Z, spilled some unexpected details about Jay-Z's past ties with Aaliyah. Damon hinted that Jay-Z's intentions for Aaliyah might not have been genuine from the start, which is alarming. More so, he dropped a jaw-dropping clue suggesting that Jay-Z might have played a role in getting Aaliyah connected with R. Kelly. Worry and strain between Jay, and it's all about R. Kelly. This has a pretty unsettling incident that who has ties with R. Kelly. But why in the spotlight? Well, a lot has to do with a shocking Lifetime documentary that's just Surviving R. Kelly.
People, it's a mentality thing. It's like, again, slave or pimp. I don't necessarily frame it like that.
This film brings to light some pretty hair-raising stuff about R. Kelly. One of the main things was his supposed marriage to a very young Aaliyah back in 1994. This was after he had been trying to start a relationship with her. And the story doesn't end there. It's said that he might have actually got her pregnant too. Let's take a moment to discuss how Dame Dash has openly expressed his disappointment in Jay-Z. The issue was that Jay-Z's past team-ups with R. Kelly were for not just one, but two joint albums. The first was The Best of Both Worlds in 2002, followed by its sequel, Unfinished Business, in 2004. This was all revealed during Dame Dash's recent chat on the That's F Up podcast. Here's some backstory for you. Dame Dash is one of the brains behind Rockefeller Records. During his podcast interview, he took some time to reflect on Jay-Z's professional connection with R. Kelly. You need to know this. R. Kelly was infamously involved in a controversial marriage with 15-year-old Aaliyah in 1994 at the age of 27. Here's where things get personal. Dame Dash was in a relationship with Aaliyah just a year before her heartbreaking death in 2001. He wasn't pleased with Jay-Z's choice to work with R. Kelly.
For the Aaliyah situation, were you supposed to be at the video shoot?
I wasn't. What happened was they were doing it in Miami.
It shocked many when he decided to collaborate on a project with R. Kelly, especially knowing that Are My Girl Dash was involved. He said that I expressed my clear dissent, insisting they don't associate my name with it, nor was I interested in any financial gain from it. Instead, I suggested that any potential proceeds should go to the foundation like they did with This Edge twice. This was something that both Jay and Kelly teamed up on again, as mentioned by Dame. Candid discussion with co-host Alejandro Gonzalez. Charles Damon Dash was quizzed about his views on the issue, particularly considering the recent legal verdict R. Kelly for his illegal activities. Damon pulled back his thoughts, stating plainly, "I believe he should be." He hinted at having first of the damage R. Kelly had inflicted on Aaliyah. When Damon was questioned if he had ever stood up to R. Kelly because of how he treated Aaliyah, Damon made it clear that Aaliyah herself had requested him to not meddle. He also validated that he and R. Kelly have been in the same music video. But Aaliyah had wished that there would be no clashes or shared scenes with the bump and grind singer. Damon reacted when he found out that Jay-Z had chosen to team up with R. Kelly on a new album, The Best of Both Worlds. He also shared a story about how both he and Jay-Z had previously been romantically interested in Aaliyah. He commented that Aaliyah had shown similar interest in both of them too. Consequently, Damon emphasized that he wanted to distance himself from the project. He declared that he didn't want his name included as an executive producer and that he had no interest in profiting from it. "If there is any money involved, let it go to the Aaliyah Foundation," he said. Damon expressed his concern and surprise when he realized that Jay-Z was viewing their interest in Aaliyah as a sort of romantic competition. "I didn't see her in that light because she was more like a tomboy and too young for me to consider in that way," he reflected. However, he did admit that her dynamic looks always caught his attention. Every time I saw her, she seemed to have changed her look, and I kept asking myself, who on earth is that? Damon Dash shared how he really tried his best to win Aaliyah's heart. But guess what? He was surprised to find out that Jay-Z was also after her. He opened up about how upset he was when he first discovered this, saying, "I had no idea that Jay-Z was interested in her too." He admitted it was quite a tricky situation, as both of them were trying to capture her attention simultaneously. Just imagine, they eventually bumped into each other, leading to a long and complicated drama. Damon clarified that many people within their group were vying for Aaliyah's attention. He noted that while Aaliyah was open to dining with individuals, she wasn't one to casually embark on close relationships. Everyone was eager to find out who could truly connect deeply with Aaliyah. Damon said, "Everyone's chasing Aaliyah. She's willing to share a meal, but she's not just going to jump into something serious." The big talk of the group was, who can win over Aaliyah? Continuing his narrative, Damon revealed that a fellow music executive, Jay-Z, had shown noticeable bitterness after finding out that Damon was also pursuing Aaliyah. Damon admitted that there were some hard feelings on his side, but it wasn't a secret.
If you had a choice between getting paid $500,000 in cash or lunch with Jay-Z, which would you choose?
You gotta take the money. What I'm gonna say?
It seemed like people were painting a picture of Jay-Z being deeply involved with Aaliyah. However, his romantic gestures and gift-giving were more like courting her. Both were putting in significant effort, leading to a curious media coincidence that found them together in the same house on the 4th of July, 2024. 1 second, Damon has Aaliyah's full attention. The next second, it's all focused on me. Damon never failed to highlight the unwavering consistency in his pursuit of Aaliyah. "I was in top form. Each word that left my mouth was sharp and quick-witted, you know?" Damon reminisced. He vividly recalled a specific instance. "I remember walking down the stairs to find Jay-Z sighing. His pals were having a good tease, throwing jabs and cracking jokes. Yet it appears Jay-Z ultimately won Aaliyah's heart, and there have also been rumors of them dating. Coincidentally, Jay-Z and R. Kelly also teamed up professionally. This collaboration inevitably brings to mind the unspeakable things that Kelly did to Aaliyah, with Jay-Z also caught in the mix. Back in 2001, we sadly lost the talented Aaliyah when she was just 22 years old. She was involved in a terrible plane crash while she was leaving the Bahamas. At the time of the accident, she was working on a music video for her song, Rock the Boat on the Island. This dreadful crash claimed not only Aaliyah's life, but also the lives of 8 other people on the plane. It was found that the main cause behind this tragic incident was that the aircraft was carrying too much weight. Since Aaliyah's sad and premature passing, her songs have still struck a chord with listeners. They are appreciated by admirers all around the globe. Aaliyah's outstanding accomplishments in her career boast 3 awards from the American Music Awards and 2 commendations from MTV Video Music Awards, VMAs, and she was nominated for the prestigious Grammy Awards 5 times. Since the sadly premature passing of Aaliyah, her music has not stopped touching people's hearts. Fans all around the globe keep showing their love for her. Aaliyah did some incredible things in her career. She won 3 American Music Awards, 2 MTV Video Music Awards, VMAs, and was nominated for the Grammy 5 times. There was a time when someone who used to be a backup singer for R. Kelly said she saw something shocking. She claims she saw Kelly, who was 27 years old at that time, doing inappropriate things with Aaliyah, who was just 15. They were on a tour bus. This information has started a new conversation and helps us understand an ongoing problem. This problem is happening within a music company named Rockefeller. It also involves 2 people who started the company, Damon Dash and Jay-Z. Over a long period of time, the popular story about R. Kelly and Aaliyah dramatically changed into something deeply concerning. Rather than focusing on the inappropriate aspects of their bond, it was often mistakenly portrayed as a beautiful love story. To official reports, Aaliyah and Kelly back in 1994. It wasn't a typical. Aaliyah was just 15 years old, and Kelly was 27. However, this surprising union didn't last long. Quickly annulled. Both Aaliyah and Kelly denied anything of sorts ever happened. It was as if it had never existed. Sadly, Aaliyah's life was cut short in 2001. After her tragic passing, stories from her loved ones and ex-partners started coming to light. They painted a dark picture of all the abuse she allegedly suffered at Kelly's hands. The plot thickens as we learn news about Kelly's continued relationships and his supposed victimization, revealed in 2017 during the rise of the MEO movement. These revelations have brought about a plethora of discussions about what truly happened between Kelly and Aaliyah. And guess what? That's not the end of it. Kelly didn't just talk about Jay-Z. Diddy was also a topic of his discussions. When Diddy's house was raided recently, Kelly, who is currently serving time in prison for some pretty dreadful crimes, decided to comment on Diddy's legal troubles. It's somewhat ironic, as Kelly himself is no stranger to the insides of a courtroom. He's paying a heavy price for a long list of terrible deeds. R. Kelly shared his worries about the changes in our society today. As an example, he discussed Diddy's current legal problems. Diddy's lawyers are now simply relying on possible secrecy agreements, also known as non-disclosure agreements or NDAs, that the alleged victims of the rapper may have put their signatures on. From what we've seen, folks who have signed these NDAs often hesitate to talk to people like police officers or those looking into the case. They usually stay silent about everything connected to the situation. So, let's see what has to happen next. Share your predictions in the comment section, guys. Don't for watching.